everyone. Thank you for having me here today. My name is David Wang with General Electric. As you all know, we are at a very exciting time in our history where the automotive industry is transitioning away from the standard internal combustion engine and gas-powered vehicle to vehicle electrification. This momentum is being carried by the investments made by the federal government as well as the auto industry because of a need to reduce our dependence on foreign-produced oil and reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. In order to drive widespread adoption for electric vehicles, there has to be an infrastructure to support the charging of these vehicles in our communities. So utilizing our experiences of over 100 years as a leading manufacturer of electrical distribution equipment and smart grid technology, we have developed an innovative level 2 charging station I'd like to share with you guys more about today. When we discuss the future EV charging infrastructure, we envision a large network of easily accessible and user-friendly charging stations throughout the community. So whenever you park for an extended period of time, whether it be at the home or at the workplace or at the movie theater or shopping centers, you can have a place to plug in your vehicle and gain peace of mind knowing that you won't run out of power and have range anxiety. In order to create that large network, there needs to be a high reliable, high quality, innovative, technically advanced, and open charging system, and we believe at General Electric we have developed a product to fit that need. On the left side here, we have our first generation product called the GE EV charging station. And on the right-hand side, we have what we call the GE Watt station. Utilizing our experiences, we have developed this innovative level 2 robust charging station that contains smart grid capabilities, a point of sale system, and as you can see here in the photograph, it also contains a top LED ring charter status indicator that will change colors between green, yellow, and red depending on the status of the charger. It also includes an interactive display panel that the user can interface with. This particular charging station will also be available in a couple different varieties, such as the pedestal mount that you see here on the left-hand side, as well as the pole mount version that you see on the right-hand side, as well as an indoor and an outdoor wall-mounted version, and a back-to-back version that includes 2 plugs onto one enclosure, saving on installation costs. Which now brings us to our really exciting product, and we're very pleased to present our premier line, which is our GE Watt station. Utilizing the help from a world-renowned industrial designer, Yez Bahar, we have developed this innovative level 2 charging station. Not only is it technically advanced, but we believe it has the design aesthetics and the attractive appeal to really help drive adoption for electric vehicles in our communities. We developed this product with the owners of the EVSCs and the consumers in mind so that it can seamlessly integrate into our urban landscape and really help become a natural part of our driving routines. There are unique design features I'd like to share about now. One, as you see in the photograph, is a retractable cord. We believe utilizing the retractable cord, we can help prevent the clutter of cords on our parking lots and our city streets. It also includes a heated touchscreen display panel that users can interact with, and having the heating element can actually help visibility of the screen in non-ambient environment conditions. I mentioned earlier in regards to modularity, both of our Generation 1 and our Watt Station products are modular. We do recognize that technology is improving and increasing over time, and a customer's requirements now may be different from a year from now. Features such as smart grid technologies and point of sale systems, these are features that you might not necessarily need today, but you may want them at a future time. So with our charging station, we recognize the need to be able to improve and upgrade our equipment without changing out the entire station. So we developed our products to be modular, so where you can actually add the features of smart grid capabilities and point of sale systems at a later time at your convenience. In terms of commerce options, General Electric strongly believes in an open network rather than a subscription-based service. We believe with subscription-based services, you have the ability to possibly dissuade consumers from adopting to electric vehicles because it limits their number of access points. So we do recognize that owners of EVSCs may want to regulate usage, so we have a couple of variety options of regulating usage and actually generating a return on your investment through direct revenue streams, such as a GE Access RFID card reader that you can hold and issue out to your patrons, and as well as a credit card ability that you can actually charge for use of the EVSC. From a communication standpoint, we also very strongly believe in an open network protocol, and we utilize smart metering capabilities to enable time of day systems and demand response systems as well. Utilizing an open network, we're able to integrate to existing building management systems, providing the most flexibility to meet your needs. We have a global research center that's helping to answer the one question that we all talk about in the industry is what is the impact on the electrical grid? And they develop, and part of their goals in that research center is to develop intelligent charging stations to extend smart grid technology to EVSCs and to balance the increase in energy demand utilizing renewable resources. And also another question that we pose in the industry today is understanding what the impact is on the electrical infrastructure needed to support the addition of electric vehicle charging stations in our communities. GE has the unique opportunity to be able to provide a complete end-to-end solution for our customers. So we've been developing these products that you see here in this photograph for more than 100 years. And we have consulting engineers across the country who work with different entities to help develop the most efficient infrastructure to support the addition of charging stations. So to close, I have a short little video to share with you guys.
The world's been waiting on the electric car. Maybe the whole time, the electric car has been waiting for this. The Watt Station from GE. It's going to change the way we get to where we all want to go.
So I hope you all are charged up for electric vehicles. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach to my colleagues and I later this afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. My favorite GE commercial is the one of the transmission towers playing dueling banjos on the transmission lines, but that one's pretty good. Okay, last but certainly not least, we're going to bring up Sven Thesen, who is with Better Place, and he is probably the one panel member I can say, if you're ever up in Palo Alto, you're welcome to stop by his house.
Shameless plug for No on 23. As a number of you may be aware, we had a fundraiser at our house last night generating $1,500 on that campaign. Better Place was founded on a mission, and that mission was fairly simple: end our oil addiction. As the goal to reach that mission, we are endeavoring to accelerate the mass adoption of electric vehicles. And we do that from a much bigger system perspective, in that we install the charge units, the EVSC that we've talked about today, public, private, in the homes across the board. To offer that extended range, our vehicles have switchable batteries and third-party battery ownership. So the cost of the vehicle up front is much less, and the total cost of ownership by separating the battery ownership away from the consumer is much less overall. From our perspective, we operate a network, so every morning you wake up, the vehicle is fully charged and you're ready to go. And we partner with utilities, so we do this smartly as not to negatively impact the grid, as Joel talked about, but to positively impact the grid, and I'll talk more about that. Charge spots, we've won a couple design awards for these. Sorry about that. And I hate to say this, but it's their standard. The important part here is the networking capability, in that EVs, if everyone charges at once in a cluster effect, have that ability to drive down the grid. So you want to charge them smartly. You want to charge them when the wind blows. How many people here have actually charged EVs for a couple days, weeks, whatever? Just raise your one hand. And how many people here have a cell phone? Raise your other hand. Okay, so in a way, your cell phone, if you're charging it every day, is like an EV, because that's what we want you to do, is to charge it every day. And you're only essentially topping up the number of miles you drove on that day. And maybe you're topping up twice because you're charging at work. So at a 6.6 kilowatt hour charger, which Coda got, which is Nissan's going to, you're charging at roughly 24 miles an hour. So like your cell phone, you plug your cell phone in at night, and that takes how long to charge? 45 minutes, half an hour, 15 minutes. But how long is it plugged in for? It's plugged in for that entire evening. What you can do with a network system where you have aggregated all of the vehicles charging, or a great majority of them, and orchestrate that charging to make sure everybody gets charged when they need to be charged, is you can incorporate intermittent resources like wind energy, because wind doesn't blow continually, it blows intermittently when it chooses to. And that you look at it this way: we've got, when you come home and plug in, you're already at 60, 70% state of charge. Until you want to go in the morning, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you've got roughly 10 to 12 hours to do roughly 1 to 2 to 4 hours worth of work. So you can time that charge to correlate with that utility signal when the wind blows. And this is going to be really important, one, if we want to reach to those adoption levels that Bob talked about earlier this morning of 500,000 vehicles 2020, because we don't want them all charging at the same time, because they will do negative things to the grid. They will blow those transformers. We want to do those great things to integrate this wind that California is moving to by 2020 to 33% renewables. So this is really important to move that way. What we do as part of this in terms of the charging is, again, anyone can plug in and they are networked as part of this. So when you think about deployment right now, we've got sort of the early adopters. In our view, those early adopters will get charged and be able to charge anywhere. It's the sort of the next segment, the next band of adopters, the next one along, and we need to think about where to put chargers in. So to deploy home infrastructure, that's a hard nut to crack, but that's the first and the key place to do that, and we're working it now. But there's an awful lot of grant money out there and choices that cities and counties are going to have to make as to where to deploy their chargers, and we would encourage them to do it in the work and in the other places, like in their public parking lots, because we want to get those non-early adopters to see that the infrastructure is present. And one of the big things we're doing to encourage people to get into EVs is a taxi with switchable batteries. If I can just show a quick video.
Today is a monumental milestone. It's the first time commercial cars actually go on the road, driving at the toughest possible test that you can have. And you'll be able to say that you were there on April 26, 2010, when the first electric taxi actually took to the road in Japan.
The first EV taxis will be able to switch their batteries here. And by switching the batteries, they'll be able to extend the range. The battery switch process takes as little as 60 seconds, and that's much shorter than filling up a regular taxi. Here, we are capable of handling as many as 12 batteries to ensure a constant supply of freshly charged batteries to the EVs. The batteries are charged in a temperature controlled environment, and that ensures safety, reliability, and efficiency of the batteries.
Most car makers said it was impossible. Today, not only is it possible, it's actually driving in the street, picking up passengers.
It's important to prove our concept in Japan, because Japan just doesn't believe in the conceptual thinking only. You have to show things actually works. So it's very important to physically to demonstrate what we can do. Well, in Tokyo, taxis represent 2% of the total cars, but they are responsible for 20% of the total emissions. So by eliminating the taxi emission, we'll be eliminating a large chunk of tailpipe emissions.
If you have a taxi driver going in Tokyo, every day we've done 30 demonstrations to 30 different people that electric cars are better. And I guarantee you they're going to ask the driver, does this thing really work? And when they say not only does it work, it works better, it's quieter, I actually like it better than my older taxi, you got the ultimate demonstration.
In closing, I'd just like to announce that we hope to, at the end of 2011, early 2012, have 2 battery switch station 6 taxis operating in the San Francisco, San Jose Bay Area, 2013, 2014, and following 2 more stations and 60 Plux taxis. So please come up and take a ride. Thanks.
Thank you, Sven. Thank you.